So it's Warrentown from True Radio Birmingham, and I'm joined with a special guest, reggae star. He's been constantly putting out hit music. We've been playing his music a lot on the radio stations and streaming as well. And it's good to have him back in the UK. We're talking about Hezron. Blessings, Hezron.
Well, it's a pleasure every time, give thanks, for the welcoming again,
No, it's good to have you, man. So how's the UK been, apart from the weather?
That is it, the weather. But it's been, productive. I can say very productive, people on time, and in the few days I've been here, I got a lot done, more than a lot, so I can say that the people, you guys are, up to the thing, and up to the time and all them things, and very focused and professional. So that's one good thing, You guys don't really have time for waste too much, So I respect that. So a productive, vibe so far.
You've been definitely doing the promo, so you've been everywhere. I've noticed on social media.
And and everybody's on time, and and the thing I go on. So I say, wait, I can't even skip something. Yeah. Nobody's coming late.
So for people, we know you. I'm talking from the presenters and the radio man and the sound man. They know you, but for people them who have just started hearing about Hezron, tell us about yourself. How you got into music?
Well, music is I've been around in my family for the longest time. I get it from my grandparents. My grandfather was a great singer in the era. My grandaunt's uncle, my granduncles, that they used to sing for tourists and all that stuff. So it was like a natural calling, They just use it for the village, and I'm more taking it for the world. I started really just to jump. I really started serious recording when I moved to the US. And I was there for like 11 years. Did a few songs there, and worked with a few labels. The likes of Danger Zone, Wall Street, Def Jam, Warner Brothers, and all those things. I was doing R&B for a while, and then I returned in 2007 to Jamaica, and I would say that when my it got serious then, because the first song I released was a song called "So in Love," produced by Bobby Digital. And it was a hit, you guys, that. And so that released in 2007 became a hit in 2008, and then after that, we released another single called "Two Places," where when my voice came, that song was such it resonated so much that the likes of Shaggy captured his ear, and Danny Champagne, which was a producer then, who heard about me and saw me perform, said, "Man, your voice, me and Shaggy are friends, and I think you guys should do something together. I can hook it up." And he went to Shaggy and said, "Shaggy, I know this artist," and Shaggy said, "I like him. I like his voice, man. You guys could let him write a song and let me hear it." And I wrote 2 songs on one beat, and that was my second single. "Baby, I can't be 2 places one time." Yeah, Shaggy, you know those songs too, right?
Yeah, man, definitely.
And then we have release another song called "Forever and Always." So every year at Forever and Always, which you know that song too, right? That was
big
that
tune.
was big tune, cool. And then "Can't Come Between," what am I gonna do? Another. So it's been constant Taxi Driver, Mobile, hits after coming up out of the way to the release of the Man on a Mission album, which is resonating big time internationally. The title track was "Man on a Mission." Save the Children have been #1 and getting a lot of rotation still in Jamaica. TikTok, that was #1 for 5 weeks in the US and also in Jamaica. Smile Today. So when we keep releasing and getting out into the world, I've been touring for the past 3 years. I went to Africa twice, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Nigeria, Benin, Togo, and the likes of the one. And very, very, because they've been hearing about me for years, and then finally I can travel because I was unable to travel for many years. So now that I can move, the music is now they are now seeing the face, and making the connection with the voice and the songs that I've heard for so long. So, I'm on it. I went to Canada to tour twice there, Man on a Mission. So now I'm here, bringing it to the UK, which is we know that this is the original this is the original stepping stone for reggae. This is the original launching pad for reggae music, great music. So you can't say you go stand up into the world and don't come to the UK,
Definitely.
Yeah.
So was it like working with Bobby Digital and all these producers? And I noticed you worked Dean Fraser as well. What was it like?
It was beautiful, man. A great experience, man. It's a unique thing, And they have their name out there for a reason. You have some that you wonder why people call him. You don't see the talent, you don't see the impact. But when you talk about the man like Bobby Digital, you see the magic. Dean Fraser, the magic, and a few others, I mean, that's what, like you truly have to say, man. I say it,
seeing him in the studio.
Man, I say it about Dean all the while. I said, Dean, what? You know what I mean? There's amazing talent and amazing contribution, Yeah, man, to reggae music. And contribution, and they make it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So who was your biggest inspiration? Because all them artists and producers that you worked with, was there anybody that stood out that they say, yeah, this is why I want to do music, or music just chose you?
Yeah, music chose me, man. I couldn't escape it. And music already, you should have known that by now, man. When I give a long time. Yeah, man, I tried to run away, I couldn't run away, man. That's why I never stop. And the blessing through consistency and the fact that, I'd call me, I've been able to not let people down. I've been able to resonate each song release, as you know, and connect and find a way to keep relevant, and it goes. So which is not an easy thing. So I give thanks, and the impact, the one that impact me the most. So they both impact me, but I have a special. My heart, I love Bobby Digital. Yeah.
Definitely. So many people talk about Bobby Digital. He's a great person.
Great person. I love him. I miss him too. Yeah, he was he showed me a lot of love. When I just came to Jamaica, he used to always have me say, Hezron, more than qualified. My first single, Yeah, so, he showed me a lot of love, and, we just keep it going, because it's a passion, and it's what we love, and it's the message what we want to send, and this is what we want to live our life, and this is what we want to live on earth. You know what I mean? So.
All right, tell us about your album, Man on a Mission. I know you mentioned it's been well received. I know that, but as far as when did you start doing the album?
Well, I started working on the album through COVID. It gave me the time to. COVID gave us the time, all we had was time. We couldn't travel, go anywhere, nowhere at all, So I decided that after observing for 5 years prior to that, I kind of noticed that reggae was getting. I didn't see it. I didn't see the presence. I didn't feel the presence as how I used to. What I used to, I heard about it in the earlier days, and I feel like, the different kind of music. No disrespect to what they understand, and everybody have their feel and their likings, but I feel like trap and other music were kind of overriding it, and taking up the space and taking over the medium, and you know what I mean. And it was the medium wasn't being shared. It wasn't an equal presentation, and they were calling trap and dancehall reggae. Because a man is doing a patois style on it, talking Jamaican, and and it wasn't given the and people are even questioning it like, yo, an old school thing that I said, what? So I decided that now that I have the time, I'm gonna write, I'm gonna work on I'm gonna tweak, the foundation. I'm gonna add new to and still have the foundation of it, the drum, the bass, the same roots rocking thing and same vibe. But I'm going to make music. I'm going to bring it to an international level. And that's how Man on a Mission came about. The title track. If you listen to the chords movements, you will see that it's a little different than a regular 2-3 chord reggae. It's like 7 chords in it. So I wanted to step it up, like for international appeal, but present, fuse it away, but still keeping the fundamentals, the drum, the bass, the reggae, which is reggae music. That's it. and I just embellish, put some ice on the cake and some, you know what I mean, and sing about topic that everybody can relate to. So that's the whole project was like that. And if you listen to the album, you will see that on the album, there's a song called TikTok, which is an R&B song because I was an R&B singer. I went there with a reggae flavor too. Black Widow is on it, a Latin song. So reggae track is you know, I was fusing it to reach different market to say, yo, reggae go there too, you know. So I just put the hands on reggae. You know what I mean? There's a song called Kuja Nyumbani. It's Swahili for I want to go back home, Africa. You know what I mean? You realize and it also Warriors Code, which is a collaboration with the Navajo and the Hopi tribe, the Native Americans. You know what I mean? So I made it wide. You know, I did it in a way so that it had a wide appeal and everybody have a song and every culture have a song and every every country have a song. You know what I mean? And and every race have a song. You know, so I mean, this is why I think it continue to climb and keep, doing what's doing.
Definitely, it's doing well, and it's interesting you mentioned about the music in general from a reggae perspective, because like in dancehall, a lot of people are saying some of the rhythms they're not necessarily dancehall.
No.
Just because there's a Jamaican artist and that don't make it dancehall. Not it's hip hop or it's trap music. Because if you take the artist off the rhythm, you're gonna hear it.
Exactly.
So, but you've done something different with the reggae, like a different sound, but you've still kept the traditional.
Yes. 'Cause that's all I believe that it needed, because a lot of artists who had the button were leaving the reggae format and going into different stuff because they don't feel like it was working. But I know that inside of me that instead of trying to run away, you should just enhance the music. It's our job to do it because Bob did it. When Rocksteady was Rocksteady, Bob them came in and turned into reggae roots and make it more, you know what I mean? And Peter Touch always put different instrumentation in his music, like, rock guitar. Bob did it, you know what I mean? Harmonicas, cellos, different things. The Third World did it, So every generation, every new man in the reggae arena that live in the new time and love reggae, understand that you have to relate it, you have to come with what's happening now, but still keep the foundation like what they did. But talk the talk, that, you know what I mean? Write what's going on and put on the music like different instrumentation, the no instrumentation, whatever the sound is. For what's in the street, you just put it on top of it, as simple as that, Put it in, fuse it, according to what Bobby would say, And it will connect. And Bob them do it, Peter do it. I mean, you see the rock group pick them up. They, because of how they season it, it had a vibe where, the rock world, it was easy for them to go and tour with them because it was a connection with it, So I mean, the same thing I did.
You did the R&B.
I did the R&B.
But you started with reggae first and went into R&B.
Yeah.
Was that when you went to the States? Or?
When I went to States, I was in America. I was R&B singer. Yeah.
And then you decide I'm gonna go back and do the reggae. But you
so
fused it.
Yeah. You know where I'm going.
Yeah, it's the right way, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah.
So the album is doing well. What's your favorite song on the album, though? Or any song? I like Taxi Driver. I like that song, though.
Yeah, Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I love Man on a Mission and Holding On,
Yeah.
But I made it for the back. I love It's Hard to Tell, But that song I like. But Man on a Mission, because Man on a Mission, when the lion is asleep, the jungle mumbles. But when the lion is awake, all heads bow, the jungle humbles. We are just ordinary people doing extraordinary things. The smallest tide rocks the biggest boat. So who said it can't be done? Well, here I am, ready for the task at hand. Ready with a clasp of hands, a man on a mission, So if you listen to the words, you can understand why I would, because it's real. Holding on, waiting for the back. So I really love, I love Taxi Driver too.
Love that song there.
Yeah,
but all of them, but it's the message. That's what I like with the reggae music.
Yes.
It's the message.
Yeah.
Definitely you're taking, like you said, you're touring around the world, but where are some of your favorite places you've been touring? Is there any favorite place?
I I love Africa, you know.
Yeah.
I love both. I love Canada and Africa. I can't deny.
Mm.
You know, different experiences. And, you know, different experiences, truly. But I love them both. You know, honestly, I would want to say one more, but Canada showed me a lot of love because, you know, as you know, it's a European country. And reggae in Europe, like I feel the music, like, from ever since. You know what I mean? Like, you know, kind of like white people love reggae, you know? And so them give it a lot of love. See, it happened here, it happened in Europe, and it happened in Canada too. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? So I can't say that I've been to Africa and they love Africa and love reggae.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to tell you? So they both love it. Maybe if I went to the Caribbean, I would have to tell you something different, you know? Or America.
For real.
Yeah.
Like, what's your opinion on the reggae scene right now? The modern reggae.
Modern reggae. What's the modern reggae? Because I don't see. There's a movement called a reggae revival. But it's not modern reggae. It's recycling of the reggae. What is new about it? The only thing new about it is the message that they are related, like what they are saying now, because they are living now and they are talking about what they are seeing now and try to make a positive message out of it. You know, and try to, you know, make a right out of wrongs. You know what I mean? That's what I see them doing. The music is still the same. It just the mix is maybe a mix of a mix where the frequency can touch the Spotify frequencies and, you know what I mean, and no frequency. You know, that's it. But what do you see different? I don't see anything different. I mean, they motherfucker the reggae revival thing. They are more into the deep fundamental foundation songs, them, you know what I mean? And that's what's carrying them, you know, as far as what I see. And they come with a flavor, a younger flavor on it and all that stuff. So it's still alive. I mean, the recent show in Jamaica, a protege did, that shocked a lot of people. It wouldn't shock me, but we know that. You see, what happened, you know, is when the new music came on the scene and the crave for it, you know. Because a younger generation music as far as a trap thing and, you know, it's rebellious kind of music or whatever. You know, people tend to go to that, you know. What happened, it was all over the place. Everywhere you turn, and a lot of DJs kind of lose track and started following it and playing more. Disregarding what they know is music. They follow the hype and force themselves to go that way because that's where the thing was going, you know. And so it crowded the space and limit reggae music coming out. It limit, you know, it shifted. There wasn't an equal medium, you know. You know, that music dominated the scene because of the hype that was being followed, because, you know, the DJs that knew better didn't forcefully say, yo, I'm not moving here, you know, I'll play you, but I'm still giving this. They all jump on, you know, because that's what's happening. But it was always there, not because the medium wasn't provided. That don't mean that it didn't exist. And so now that the reggae revival are now things are, you know, being exposed and more exposure being, and people are stepping out and going around, then you find that the medium is wide back and is equal now, and so you see these people coming out. And this is why I have a show like Protege Show and so many people that's, you know, reggae, so many young people say reggae them love and all them things. It's evident now. So I believe that, you know, the greatest thing in life is is the challenges, you know. I think it gives fire, it gives purpose, excitement, you know, it challenges the heart and the soul, and it give you, you know, keep it going. So we love the fight. We love, I think it's something inside of us that love to say, yo, a reggae we are fighting for, we are dead, and we now make it dead, you know what I mean? They give us some, you know what I mean? So we just love a challenge, that's what I see, but it's there, you know?
It's true. Reggae is reggae, no matter what people try and say this and say that, but the artists are doing good, like yourself, still doing good.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So the album, Man on a Mission, wicked album, people, make sure you look out, stream it.
Yeah,
I mean, we've been playing from a long time.
Yeah, man, thank you, man.
You know, it's good to know that you're getting the feedback. It's good to see you in the UK as well, you know what I mean?
About time.
About time. Because enough people's like, yeah, man, Hezron. And I was like, man, but
true.
That's how it goes, though.
True. Many years, and the UK, everybody support the real music. Everybody support reggae. There was never a moment over the years, when I not get calls from UK. You might get calls from UK more than anywhere else. Every minute, UK, Hezron, we love your music. When are you coming? When are you coming? You know? Matter of fact, the last time I was here, and we did they launch album for me, you know, The Life I Live. Even though we're gonna relaunch it because we never have no, you know, it wasn't a label that did it, and it was independently done. But she always tell me that there were two songs that really people that really jumped up in here. The one called Moby,
Yes.
Moby and Taxi Driver and all them things. And I remember Stingray came to me for one called Good News. Says his favorite song. Good News. Remember that one?
Yeah,
So
I remember that.
I never followed up, for many more reasons than one. But I'm here now.
Definitely, and it's good to have you here. So tell us about your next steps now.
Well, the next step is to continue doing what we're doing, to get it out there, I came here with a man on a mission because Diana, Media, that doesn't know, which is a friend of, she's the first one that, she and Mixmaster J brought me here the first time. And she have always supported Hezron for many, many years. And she loved the song, loved the album Man on a Mission. And she said, Hezron, you've gone to Africa twice. You've gone to to Canada twice. You need to come to the UK because you know that you're loved there and all that stuff. And I said, well, if you can't talk to the people in my embassy and all them things, and it work out, and I'm here, So I know the power of the UK. And the world knows the greatest art, the artist, the country, the artists that influence the world and set many standards in the world, right? Apart from black artists, really, black American. But the other artists I see that set so many standards in the world came from England. And I'm talking about from the Beatles, talking from, the Beatles to Amy Winehouse to Adele, Sting. That's what is from the, the Rolling Stones are from here too, right? So Sam Smith, Boy George, every time them go, them go America, them change the game, and the Beatles. So there's something in the UK that when the UK say this is a good band, I did that, the world, they go into the world and do damage. So I realized, Bob Marley, Peter Touch, they all pass through here, Gregory Isaac, Dennis Brown, talk about reggae, so many others. So many, So the UK is a standard, it's the barometer, so I feel like I like a launch here too, I want to be a part of it, So.
Definitely. So you have a message or advice for up and coming artists, new artists in the game? What advice would you give them?
My part was such a patient part. We had to have so many control. I don't think everybody would be able to have the patience to do that, But one thing I can tell them, or two things, or maybe three things, is one, firstly, you have to be patient. Two, believe in yourself. You may hear these words, it may sound cliche, but there's no other way because you will be tested in so many ways. By loved ones, close ones, family, girlfriend, wives, whoever you're there with, and go say, you sure? They will break your heart when you ask them, when you want to rely on them for strength, they will pull back. So you have to have your inner belief, your strength inside. You have to know what you want. And thirdly, always listen for that one voice. Not the crowd. Sift through the crowd, vet the crowd. Listen to the one voice, what connect with the heart, and work with that.
Yeah, love that, man. Album, Man on a Mission. People, make sure you look out for it. If you haven't heard it, we've been playing it for a long time. Support Hezron. Anyway he performs, anything he does, support it because he's a wicked artist from a long time.
Give thanks.
You know what I mean? So if people want to reach out to you,
man, the regular platform, man. I am Hezron. I am Hezron on Twitter and IG, same name, Facebook, Hezron Clark with an E, Hezron, just the same. TikTok, Hezron Clark Music. All over, YouTube, Hezron Clark, AI, go online and AI Hezron, you see me pop up everywhere. Google me and all that stuff. And inbox us, so, it's all good, man. There's no hiding no more. And once you inbox us, we reach out. You understand? Because our team that answer and everything,
Respect.
Big up Taz Records, you don't know.
Yeah, man. Hezron, every time. Bless up yourself.
Yeah, man, every time.
Respect, man. Bless.